Liz Scissors. Today we're going to talk about conditioners. There's a whole lot of misinformation and a whole lot of misunderstanding on conditioners. Conditioners are very, very important to hair. It definitely is an important part of it. Once you've properly shampooed your dog, you definitely want to make sure you are conditioning in most circumstances. The reason you want to do that is you are sealing the hair shaft with moisture. So you are sealing that hair shaft, so now it is smooth. And the reason you want it smooth is, number one, it's a healthier, shinier coat. Number two, it is going to help you with your detangling and your de-shedding and removing of undercoat. It's also going to help you with your brush out. And what I mean by that is that when the hair is properly conditioned and that hair shaft is smooth, it no longer creates these barbs on the hair shaft because it's now sealed and smooth. Once it's smooth, the rest of the hair around it isn't catching on it. So you're no longer having hair stuck into the other hair because it's now smoothed and all laying the way it needs to, or it's helping it. If there are mats, conditioning can help slick down those follicles to where the brushing is easier on the coat and it causes less breakage. When you seal those hair shafts and you are doing your blowout with your high velocity dryer, it is going to help release that undercoat that is ready to come out because it isn't going to get trapped as easily as hair that is not sealed and smooth. That being said, not every conditioner is created equal. You have to do some homework and some research on that. And there are lots and lots of formulations that you're going to find that say, oh, it does this and it does this and it does this and it does that. You really have to start educating yourself as to what products do what and what they mean. If it says that it is heavy and it is deep moisturizing, it's going to have a heavier oil content that is going to weight the coat down more. On certain breeds, you don't want that. On other ones, you definitely do want that. So it's very much, again, a case of being purposeful and thoughtful in your choices for the specific dog that's going to be on your table. So each one is different. So you really want to make sure that you are picking appropriately so that on the back end, on your table when you are finishing, you have saved yourself time because you took an extra step to make sure you were using the appropriate products in the tub. And that will help you on the back end. And it is about time management and just making good, smart choices. The other thing to make sure you're paying attention to is the thickness that you are using the product in. If you want to use, say, a cream rinse can be used as a leave-in. It can also be rinsed out. So naturally, it's going to be heavier. If you can leave it in, it's going to leave some residue in there. However, if you're detangling, sometimes people really like those. They tend to not leave the coat very shiny because it's still leaving that residue in it if you've done it as a leave-in. And if you use it as a cream rinse, again, it tends to be a little bit on the heavier side. So somebody who really needs deep conditioning, you might want to go with a cream rinse style. The other portion is if you have a dog that really doesn't need much conditioning or you don't want to weight the coat down too much, you want to use more of a conditioner and a moisturizer as opposed to the cream rinse style. And when you are mixing those and diluting those products, make sure you are diluting them quite a bit. You really don't need much conditioner. Most manufacturers will tell you, I don't care what it is, people products, animal products, they're going to suggest you use more than you actually need. It's going to use the product faster, so then you're going to buy more. That is in general. If your water is really hard, you're going to need more product. So you just have to adjust for your situation and make sure that you are paying attention to the finish afterwards. Once you've dried and you've brushed and you're working on the coat, pay attention. Did that help you create the finish you wanted, or did it seem to take longer, or it didn't look quite as nice? And that's where these choices on conditioners can really affect the end result. It really is important to make sure you're paying attention to each one. Your regulars that come in each time, write notes if you have to, and it'll really help you pay attention to, last time I used this one and it seemed to really just kind of not hold its shape very well. It felt a little bit heavy. But if you're not paying attention and you're just flying through dogs, you're going to miss it. So pay attention to that. Humectant conditioners are really important, and those ones they attract water to the hair shaft, so it helps moisturize the skin and the hair more so than a traditional conditioner and cream rinse. So those ones are great for de-shedding purposes because you're doing so much and you're loosening all that up, that any of those humectant conditioners are great for really getting back that skin barrier health and making sure that hair shaft is as healthy and shiny as it can be. All of them are important. If you're a competitive groomer, or a show groomer, you're typically not going to use conditioners at all during show day or competition day. But the rest of the time, you really want to keep the coat health, and the conditioner is important in that, but lightly. You do not want a heavy condition unless it's a treatment. I hope these tips have been helpful. If you want more information about me, check out lizsizzers.com, and I hope to see you on the next one.